Ah, nossa, pegar essas coisas contigo?
Não, é porque...
Conta direito isso. Se alguém pegar essas coisas contigo...
Porque assim, na verdade, ele pega aquela frente só, né? Só que assim, por exemplo, ele já é o seguinte, que se amanhã de repente chegar uma máquina lá já para fazer o trabalho, entendeu? Você tem que pedir licença para ele, exatamente. Como algumas pessoas fizeram no fundo das casas também, onde não construíram o muro ainda, então as pessoas extrapolou a área lá e plantam alguma coisa. E eles não tem problema algum. Porém, se a máquina chegar lá para planear, eles não precisam nem pedir licença, porque as pessoas plantaram sabendo que em determinado momento vai ter que mexer.
E alguém planta, tem horta dentro de casa?
Tem, algumas pessoas têm.
Você? Alguma horta?
É assim, no fundo. Algumas pessoas lá já têm.
Eu tenho na bacia, bolinho de salsinha. Ué, moeda de casa?
Então lá em casa eu tinha um batalhão.
Okay, what did you get from it?
Okay. I got that they had the herbs. They plant mostly on the backyard. And what Carlos were saying that the area that is, I guess, that João plants is public area. So at any time anyone could just go and take it down.
Garden. Nobody picks up any stuff from his garden, although it's open and it's public. They're kind of afraid of picking up stuff from his place, so it's not really,
Why are they afraid of picking up stuff there? Is it because I know that Neza mentioned because cats and dogs can go in there?
Yeah, people were saying that he would rather have it surrounded by some protection to prevent it from cats, dogs, and animals in general.
Is creative, colorful, maybe sculptural fences something that's interesting? Like fences? Are fences important? Like for the garden or for a yard or for a play lot?
As you've seen from the pictures I sent, the houses were, when they were ready, they had no walls dividing the lots. They built the walls dividing the lots, and they also put a high fence or a big wall in front of their houses too. And that's something that could be asked, why they do that, why they did that.
Yeah, could we ask them that? Is it for privacy, security, or they like it? Could we know why?
They built it mostly for protection and privacy. One area that could be worked on are the sidewalks. They are supposed to build their own sidewalks. And Valeria, for instance, she lives on a corner, so she has 2 sidewalks to take care of.
We want to know what João Pedro would like to see in his neighborhood, like what he would like to have around his house, in his house. What does he like? What did he say? O que ele falou?
He would like to have a new bicycle. And he also mentioned a playground.
We wanted to know about Oslário da Silva. What does he like? What does he like about his what would he want us to do? Yeah, what would he want to see in his community, his house in general?
Dependendo a idade do proprietário, eles colocam a casa no nome do filho. Então, na verdade, a casa de Felizardo não está no seu nome, tá? Está no nome do filho dele, como outras casas lá também. Então é assim, né? Até que perguntou se coloca no nome da esposa, né? No caso da esposa trabalhar, ser registrada, aí até coloca. Mas se a esposa não trabalha, não tem registro de carteira, coloca no nome do marido. E no caso, assim, eu não sei A partir de que idade? Mas eu sei que dependendo da idade, coloca-se no nome de um dos filhos.
We were talking about something very interesting here. The houses are usually put under the name of the spouse. If she works and if she has a legal arrangement for working. If not, it's the owner is the husband. And in case of old people, the owner is is one of the kids. So, and the kid can sell or do whatever he decides to do with the house. So he feels very insecure for living in a house that is not his because he's too old. And his oldest son is building something on the back of the house that without asking permission to do that.
Why is it when they are older? Why is it that the house is not under their name even though it's theirs?
Sem nenhum tipo de prejuízo para eles.
Okay, basically because the son will live long enough to pay for the house.
Okay.
And an old man might not be here to pay for it.
I think just the last thing that we would like to know is more their everyday life, like on a weekend. What would they do on a weekend? You know, if they during the day they go to work, the kids go to school. You know, in Brazil we know that schools are only in the morning or in the afternoon. So when the kids come back from school, do they just go home? Do they just sort of like everyday night or like
on Friday night? Is there a place where they can go to dinner as a family?
And every night, what do they do
like
every
at
night?
night, like when they come back home, do they stay in and they have always like, you know, just sort of their everyday life and what happens on the weekend? Do they have Sunday lunches with their families? We just kind of want to understand a little bit, I guess, what they do in the neighborhood and what is there that what they do, like how's their life and everyday.
Okay, TV is the winner around here.
Assiste Passione, né?
Okay, we have one here that do something different from watching TV. And, it's basically she visits family and friends.
And Marcelo, what about the kids? The majority of the kids, do they go to school in the morning and they come back around 12:30, or do the schools also have a afternoon period? And if that's the case, how does it typically work? Do the kids come back home and just stay home, or is there a daycare that they go to if the parents are working? How does that happen?
Depois que vai para a escola já não tem mais.
To the very young ones, they go to the nursery that they have not far from the house. But the problem comes with the older kids, like not that old, like 8-year-old kid that spends the whole day alone at home. And usually they don't go out. They stay at home. They have food, they have TV, and they stay there all day when they're not at school. And his mother works all day in Mococa and arrives very late. Her oldest son goes to school, goes to night school. So the older kids that study at the same school that the young ones do, they go at night, and the younger ones are in the morning.
What time do they go at night?
Que horas eles estudam à noite?
À noite,
Aqui, ó.
ele entra às 7 às 20 para as 11?
20 para as 11.
7 para as 11.
Between 7 and 10:30.
So do they do that because they have to work during the day, or is it a choice, or is it the only program that they have for high school kids?
And how old are these ones?
16.
16.
That's her oldest.
So he studies at night by choice because he works during the day.
I have just one other question about space.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a just general desire to have more space, that everything needed to be a little bit bigger. And I'm wondering if the preference is for all of the rooms to be a little bit bigger, or do we need another room? Like, is the living room too small, or do you need another room for some other reason? Do you need a bigger bedroom, or do you need 3 bedrooms?
Okay. Basically, they would like to have a bigger house. And, but what they end up doing is to make either an extra bedroom or take the kitchen to the back of their houses and make a bigger kitchen with a dining table and turn the original kitchen into a living area. Those are the 2 main modifications at these houses. There is a house with 2 bedrooms, the original house with 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and this living area. And there are 13 people living in there.
Marcelo, when they do these retrofits in the house, do they do it themselves, or how does it work? Is it something that they are the ones building, you know, like, or is it they pay somebody to come in and do it for them?
Okay, the original house has 36 square meters. Okay?
Okay.
And they have to pay for everything, for the addition, and they have to go and seek for professional help to build. They do not build by themselves.
So does the government have to allow them to make the expansions?
Nobody ever asked for it.
And Marcelo, the other thing we were wondering, in one of your pictures you had Seu João in his barber shop. Are there other entrepreneurs in the community that are running businesses, maybe doing salgadinhos or making things to sell that need spaces like that, or are there retail businesses around? Is there a need for those types of spaces for like community entrepreneurs?
There are from last week to now, we found out that some people do work at home. There's a woman that does fingernails, paint fingernails. And there's costureira, como é costureira, Silvia? Costureira. Seamstress. Yeah.
Thank you, Sylvia.
A manicure. Okay, a manicure and a seamstress.
So Shay, 2 quick questions. One is, we have many talented graphic designers and painters. Is there a way they could be thinking about how we could be painting the environment? And it could be like Monica Nador, but it could be like signs or other or murals and things like that too.
Yes. The answer is a big yes. There's a lot of walls waiting for artwork.
Okay, good answer. So last question. Do people want to work with us? Should we be a team and work together?
Okay. They are trying to understand exactly what that means. But yes, the answer is yes. They raised the point here that one of the reasons that there's no people advertising the fact that they work at home. Okay. It's because they were not allowed to do that, to work at home. But it's changing. I mean, I know that in São Paulo, CDHU already provides infrastructure for expansion, for business expansion at the houses.